Hi, how you doing?
Doing well, Charlie.
Charlie?
Nice to meet you.
So what brought you in today?
Well, kind of hit a crossroads in my life where I figured it's about need to start planning for my future and my retirement.
Okay.
Started to get kind of almost night terrors every night for the past 2 weeks about my retirement. I've started to become very nervous about that.
What do you mean by night terrors?
Just bad nightmares about running out of money as I retire and go through retirement.
So you kind of have a fear that you won't be financially stable?
Yes. I fear that I'm going to run out of money too early and I'll have to go back to work. And in my line of work, I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
So if I retire for 10 years and then run out of money and go back, it's very difficult for me to practice law legally.
Okay. So do you like what you're doing now?
Yeah, I love what I'm doing now. I just don't see it, or after I retire, I don't see myself wanting to get back into it.
Okay. And that's definitely okay. Can I ask how old are you?
I'm 40 years old.
40 years old. Okay. And are you married by any chance?
I'm currently married. I don't want to seem pessimistic, but I see it ending rather quickly in the next couple of years.
Okay.
So I've got 2 kids, one's 17, the other one's 15.
Okay.
So I'm starting to approach the college years as well.
Right in that college planning ballpark. Okay. Now, how long have you and your wife been married?
20 years. So we married in college,
It's a long time, college sweethearts.
Yeah.
And I had to marry mine too. Now, how close are you with your kids?
I keep a very close relationship with them that's very important to me. I do worry though, since I think they begin to sense the troubles between myself and their mother, that they might take her side or something and I'll lose the relationship with my kids. That's another thing that stresses me out a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I can kind of connect with you there. My parents split up whenever I was in high school as well, so I can relate. But from my experience, I know that and your kids. I don't know your kids, but they probably understand that they love both you and your wife as well. Do you plan on paying for their college all?
Yes, I'd like to fund as much of it as I can without completely depleting my funds.
Mm-hmm. And is that a fear of yours as well?
That I'm a little bit stressed about paying for their college. I know I can do it, but then it's stressing me out that I'll spend so much money paying for their college that I won't be able to retire until very late.
Okay. And at what age do you plan on retiring?
Ideally about 66, but I fear that after I finish paying for the retirement, I won't be able to for their college, I won't be able to retire until I'm 70.
Okay. Now, let me think. With your lifestyle now, what do you think it'll be like when you retire? I mean, I know you're worried that you won't have enough, but what kind of lifestyle would you have if you retire?
I work so much now that it's hard to even imagine what I would do after I retire. I work quite a lot, I'd say about 12 hours a day, essentially.
Wow, it's a lot for lawyers.
Yeah, it is. Almost unbelievably a lot.
7 days a week, pretty much?
Yeah, I like to take time off the weekends to try and spend some time with my kids.
Okay.
But it's very difficult. I'm in a very busy career path.
Now, what does your wife do?
She does not work currently.
Okay.
She was a school teacher for a little while, but after the kids, she decided to take time off and raise them.
Okay.
So it's solely my income, which doesn't help. It's a little bit tougher.
Do you mind if I ask how much you make?
Yes, I currently make roughly $200 to $225.
Wow, that's very good.
A year.
Okay. And you said that your wife is stay at home with the kids.
Yes.
Do you have? I know we're kind of not looking at retirement right now, but we can definitely start planning on a little bit of it. Have you put any away, any kind of 401ks or anything?
I do have a work 401k, and I also have a Roth IRA.
Okay.
that very little contributions to my Roth so far,
Mm.
and my 401k is not in a great situation as well. I think I have about 40,000 in that.
Okay. So we can definitely try to work into implementing a plan on getting some funds that can contribute to both your 401k and your Roth. I know
Okay.
that we can try to divert that into it. But tell me a little bit about yourself. I mean, I know, what are some of your wants, wishes, and needs?
Well, really, I just want to be comfortable after retirement. Another stress I have, as I said earlier, that
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, my wife and I are going through what seems to be leading up to a divorce.
Okay.
So I know I will probably have to end up paying alimony to her as well. So that's another expense that'll be tough to deal with as I go through retirement. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry.
So really, that's my main concern,
Mm.
because I just see all these, I guess, essential leaks in my funds of money flooding out.
Do you have to pay any child support at all?
I'm not particularly sure.
Okay.
I don't see the divorce being finalized for another year or so. By that time, one of my children will be 18, the other one will be fairly...
So y'all already filed for divorce?
We're about to file within the next month or so.
Wow.
And it's a little bit sticky, so I see it taking
Mm-hmm.
a while to go through everything.
Okay. And
I still plan on being there for my children and paying for as much as I possibly can, considering my wife. I assume she'll go back to work, but I plan on paying for essentially all of my children's school and expenses and whatnot.
would you categorize that as a necessity, as a need?
I think definitely. I think that's one of the most important things, is take care of my children.
And so what would you like to do? What are you kind of wants and wishes?
For post-retirement or for just...
Yeah, let's do post.
Okay, it's hard for me to tell, because like I said, I work so much now that
Mm.
it's hard to imagine a lifestyle where I'm not 24/7 at the office or at home working.
I understand.
But I'd like to take some time off and just relax, maybe take a trip to Italy right after retirement.
It's beautiful.
I've never been, so I hope to see it someday. I'd really like to essentially maybe take a trip every year or so. A
Okay,
nice
just at least
week.
once a year.
Yeah, just to
Okay.
something.
And I know that possibly in retirement, being at the office 24/7, or what it feels like, would you still want to do kind of a part-time practice, or would you just want to just completely just kind of relax and just?
I think once I retire, I'd like to be retired. I don't think I'd like to be 100% no work
Okay.
and relaxation. And I realize that might mean I have to work a little bit longer.
And nothing's wrong with that.
Yeah, I don't mind. I plan on working until, like I said, ideally around 66, 67 I'd like to retire, but
Mm-hmm.
I can see myself working until I'm about 70, as long as my mind is still sharp.
So at max, you would want to just work till 70 and then retire?
Yes.
Okay.
That's about my threshold right there.
Mhm. Well, I'm sure we can, later on we can work together to see if we can, hit your goal of 67 when you want to retire. Now, let me ask you, do you have any estate plan by any chance?
Not right now. That was something my wife and I were going to look into, but now it seems we're going our separate ways, so we need to
Make two separate
make it.
wills?
Yes, exactly.
Now, would you be leaving a legacy for your kids, or would you?
I would like to leave something for my children. Just something to help them get through. I don't know obviously no one knows when you're going to die, so I don't know what stage in their life they're going to be, but
Mhm.
something that just help them maybe promote their overall lifestyle and
Okay.
enhance their way of life.
Mhm. And sorry, to go back to your kids, what do they do? What are they studying?
Well, one's in middle school right now. She's in high school.
Okay.
Sorry. They get mixed up in my head. And the next one, my oldest one, is 17. She's in her senior year.
Okay.
She's about to turn 18.
Okay. So they have any kind of idea where they want to go to college? And
She wants to go to TCU.
okay.
So I'm trying to sway her towards tech,
Mm.
but she wants to be a nurse, and she's very fond of their nursing program there.
Okay. Yeah, tech I went to tech myself. Tech is a wonderful nursing program. And then what about your youngest?
My youngest, she's a little bit of a wild child. I don't know what she's gonna do.
Okay.
I am going to require her to go to college no matter what, so I will fully work with her on that and I plan on funding both my children's college,
Okay.
which I haven't started planning at all for that.
What are the names?
Alex and Stephanie.
Alex and Stephanie. Okay, those beautiful names.
Thank you. Well, Alexa, we call her Alex for short.
Alexa, okay. Well, we can definitely, yeah, as we further go on throughout our meetings, we'll definitely discuss a plan of action for, come up with a few 529 plans for both Alex and, sorry, what was the other one?
Excuse me?
Your other child's name? Alex and what was the other one?
Stephanie.
Stephanie, okay. Yeah, we can definitely, come up with some plan of action for those two.
Okay.
Now, going back to your estate plan, I know that you and your wife have a little bit of strife,
Uh-huh.
but, so would you be leaving anything to her or anything at all?
Not in my plan right now.
Okay.
Absolutely not, in fact.
Okay.
I assume I'll have to pay alimony to her, so I think that'd be more than enough for her to get by on. But I hope she has to go back to work.
Hmm.
And I am concerned, I don't know if she'll be able to pay for the part of my children's college that I would like her to pay for, our children's
Right.
college, but I see myself taking the full brunt of that financial burden.
And will you be, depending on any loans or any financial aid or?
Ideally not, but I'm really not, I think,
You would like to?
yes,
Okay.
depending on where my children choose to go, if I can get them to go in-state, that'd be perfect.
Hmm.
But then again, if my child, or if Stephanie, the oldest one,
Hmm.
wants to go to TCU, that's gonna be a little bit more expensive. So,
No,
something I'd like to look at here in the next couple months or so to fully understand.
And, I know that she's 17 now, about to be 18. But I'm sure we could, come up with some kind of, plan of action, like I said
Mhm.
before.
I forgot to, my uncle actually just passed away, so he left $40,000 for her college fund.
Okay,
So that, I've been downplaying that I don't have a financial plan for her, but I've been expecting that money, so
you haven't received it yet?
well, he just passed,
Okay.
so,
So he's
Yes.
eventually left it for her when
Yes.
she goes off to college? Okay.
yes, so,
Well, that, I could say easily that can definitely help you,
mhm.
towards her. And I'm sure I don't have the exact numbers for TCU,
Mhm.
but I know that could probably easily cover maybe at least 2 years.
It'll be very helpful, yes.
Yes. So that's something you could, easily take off the board. But, so as far as you go, how long have you been in practice for?
Let's see, I graduated from tech when I was 22 years old.
Oh, you went to tech as well?
I did.
Okay.
I went to law school at Harvard, so that took 4 more years.
Harvard?
Yes.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes. Thank you. Then I passed the bar the year after that, so I've been in practice for about, I don't know this math. Edit, we'll start this over.
And so how long have you been in practice?
Well, I have to do the math here. I'm just gonna say 22 years, alright.
22 years, okay.
Ask me again so we can.
So how long have you been in practice?
About 22 years.
22 years, wow.
Yes.
So I'm guessing you love it.
Yeah, it's
Just to sum that up.
yeah, it keeps me busy.
Okay. So, let me ask you this. You're 40 years old now.
Yes.
You want to retire at 66, 67.
At the earliest, I'm willing to work till 70.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What if your kids decided to go to community college? Would you say would that help more often? Or more?
If that's the only option for Alexa would have to be the one that would go to community college. She's not,
Okay.
not everything's clicking up there for her.
Mhm.
But Stephanie, I think, has a bright future at a, I don't want to say a better school, but particularly a more prestigious school.
Does she seem to be the one with more potential? you'd say?
As of now, yes. I think Alexa has some maturing to do.
Mhm.
But if I would be perfectly okay with Alexa going to community college, I would still fund it 100%.
Mhm.
But it's not my preferred choice. I'd rather them get the best education possible.
Okay. And I know some things are kind of rough in your position with your wife, but
Yes.
have you talked to her about any of these financial situations?
She's not really, no.
She
just
didn't handle
No,
finances?
she doesn't bring any money in, so I try and keep the finances to myself.
Okay. And so, I know this is probably a difficult time, but whenever the divorce does get finalized, are you planning on staying within the area, or do you plan on moving at all? Once your kids move
Yes.
eventually.
I'd like to stay in the area. My firm's here,
Mhm.
so it wouldn't make any sense for me to leave town. I would also not like to live anywhere close to my wife, so probably I'd relocate. I don't know who's going to keep the house or
Okay.
how that's going to go, because it's still all up in the air with the court and attorneys and whatnot, but I'd be okay with leaving the house and buying a new house for myself.
And then another question I had is custody.
Custody, I'd like custody of them, but I
Okay.
obviously would be okay with shared custody.
Mhm. Do you think if it was more shared custody that your wife would possibly be willing to help pay for some of their college?
I hope so. I don't know her ability to go back and earn money and get her job back, but we'll see. I'm not sure of anything yet.
Okay. So I know that you haven't really created, you probably have to revise your will, I'm
Mhm.
assuming. Do you have any kind of investment assets at all?
Not anything substantial. I've got a couple pieces of land around the area that I've just kind of held on to, but nothing of value of higher than $1 million.
Okay, wow. Do you feel like you've had a good work life?
Yeah, I'm happy with what I do. It keeps me busy. I worry about as I age, if I'll be able to keep up the life or the work life that I have. It's very grueling, and
Does seem to get harder as you go along?
I haven't experienced that yet. I have noticed my stamina going down, and I get more tired easily. So a little bit worried about that, as well as I grow older and older. As I said, I'm willing to work till 70, but I don't know if I physically or mentally will be able to even work at 70. So there's a lot of outliers I'm worried about with my retirement and whatnot. And after I retire, I'd like to keep a fairly comfortable and lavish lifestyle
Okay.
that I've kind of grown accustomed to in the past couple years.
So you basically just want to take retirement just of its fullest potential, just kind of relax and just be yourself.
Exactly.
Same as you've always been. Just
Like to
working.
travel more, spend more time with my family.
Okay.
My family being my kids, not my wife.
Okay. And are you planning to get remarried?
I haven't looked into it yet.
Okay.
Obviously I have to finalize this divorce.
I was just gonna ask, are you seeing anyone else? Or?
No, I'm currently not.
Okay.
But I'm open to any options if you have anyone.
Okay. I don't have anyone off the top of my mind, but
It's a bummer.
I'm sorry. But I wish the best of luck to you, Bill, in your coming years. But basically, I just wanted to go over a few things that we already discussed today.
Okay.
So we've already talked about your financial goals.
Okay.
What you want to do.
Mhm.
You know, you said you're a lawyer. You're going through a divorce right now. I'm sorry that that's going on.
Yes, it's very difficult.
I don't wish that on anyone. I know your kids are probably going through a lot. But we've also talked about your needs, wants, and wishes. that we could definitely go full headstrong on that. I know in our later sessions we can talk about more about, and I can give you a number or a list of attorneys that you can contact to renew or
Perfect. Okay.
update your will, and possibly some estate planners that could help you out.
Okay.
But overall, I just want to be here for you in the best possible way, professional way I can.
Perfect.
But I want to appreciate you. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.